All right, yo. It is the Mad Hatters. I am your host, Queen Alexis, and all my luxuriousness and everything. That's y'all like it. And I am here with our girl. Today we're gonna have a little bit of a girl talk, okay? We here with our girl, Mavis, Avis, Davis, the angry, the pissed off, the concerned, the hopeful, the sweetheart. But if you piss her off, she gonna be your worst enemy, your worst nightmare. There you go. It's just gonna be what it is. So uh our other host, co-host, Devontae is not with us on tonight. We're gonna because we needed to have a conversation with the ladies. Yeah. I know y'all looking at that the title of this show. Y'all see? Yeah, we gonna go there about some stuff because we need to have a conversation. So, y'all, I am excited about tonight. Quick announcements and stuff. This show, let's shout out our wonderful sponsors. This show is brought to you by A Mind and Queen for the body and for the mind. It's created and owned by me and everything. I got the shea butters, body scrubs, all of that. This holiday season coming up, I'm doing gift baskets. So let me know what you want in the gift baskets. I will make it up for you, for your loved ones and everything. It is also brought to you by Confidence Hair and Beard Oil. It even works for us ladies that got a little stubble. It's gonna be okay. We love you though. We all go through it. We got it. You look, folks don't know. We got some of us almost got full beards and we okay. It's okay. It happens. We love you. This can help too. So y'all get that as well. Also, a wonderful t-shirt apparel is actually apparel and accessory line called Afro Royal Deity, um brought to you by me and everything. So y'all check it out on teespring.com. That is Afro dash royal dash deity at teespring.com. So y'all check out, see something that you like, shop with your girl. And yeah, that's pretty much our sponsorships and everything. So I'm excited about what we're gonna be talking about tonight. But before we get into it, we gotta go into some news. Here's our news, okay? So I'm going to start off as usual. You know, we do our entertainment last and like political and stuff first. So we have this ain't no different. Yo, first thing first up in the news that came up in this mug that is hilarious. Like hilarious. So anybody that has been following the Kyle Rittenhouse trial, it had opened up this week. And the trial opens up with his defense attorney saying the N word twice up in court. Okay, let me read it and let y'all know what it's all about because that was dumb and everything. Said prosecution and defense gave opening statements Tuesday in the Cal Rittenhouse homicide trial, and we already dealt with last week. Um, the judge is talking about called the victims just root like rioters and looters and everything, don't acknowledge them as victims. And now the defense attorney, in order to defend his his motives behind why he attended the protest for Jacob Blake, used the N word just in order to explain and give some validity to Kyle's intention of being there and shooting people. Yeah. Even though the people that he shot wasn't even black. So yeah, maybe how you feel about that?
I need to do some research on that, but wow, if
Yeah. he- he- he-
that was said in court, um, I'm really at a loss for words.
The defense attorney said he wasn't looking for trouble. He was just defending himself. Stop it! Don't shoot! Unarmed. How was you defending yourself? Yeah. This is the same courtroom where the judge is like, don't even acknowledge them, these people, as victims. They are rioters and looters and disturbers and everything. Like, taking out the humanity of it just to let this little boy slide.
I don't think he's gonna. I mean, He's probably going to. We talked about this a little bit last week. He's probably gonna get a little bit of less time, but he's in Wisconsin, so he's definitely gonna serve some time.
Little,
I just
little
don't
time.
know how much, and which is gonna be interesting to see how it's gonna play out at the end of the day. So,
It might serve like a probation, a little time. It's not really going to be something substantial to his and equivalent to his crime. It's not going. It's not. He's not going to pay the full price for it at all. Talking
right.
about he wasn't looking for trouble, but you came with a semi-automatic and you pointed it at the protesters because you and your family felt like they were just tearing up, destroying the integrity of the country when all they was doing is asking, demanding for justice for the police brutality that we once again witness again. Come on now, go on somewhere with that. So something's not clicking, Stephen. Something's not clicking. Okay, something's not clicking at all. Next, oh, okay, also came out and been approved was the coronavirus vaccine has been approved for the children ages 5 through 11. Yeah. And there are some schools and school districts are out now that are sending out notifications to the parents and telling them when they're going to actually do it to vaccine to have their children vaccine, or we're dealing with kids probably gonna be out. We have some parents that's against it all the way. They like, we don't know what's up in this vaccine and everything, which I find it interesting for the simple fact. Now with adults, that's one thing. But for parents with y'all kids, you don't know what you put in, what's up in the vaccines or the other stuff, other shots that they had to get in order to get to school. We don't know what they put up in there. We just go on here and let them go get their shots from the time they was a baby all the way up to about like sixth, seventh, eighth grade.
The whole argument is with it is logically they whipped up this vaccination for COVID in 6, 8 months, if that, and there's billions of dollars poured into this.
Yeah.
What people are not realizing is it's scary that there's this new vaccination out here that's supposedly supposed to keep you safe and cure you from not getting anything. Just like, the flu shot is supposed
Hmm.
to prevent you from getting the flu, but when people get the flu shot, they get the flu. And some people actually die from the flu. So, how is that actually different from what has already been out? I'm the only reason why I'm saying like I'm against this vaccine is again, it's been whipped up way too quickly. It's not for me. I I do my research, and that's why I tell everybody I'm like, stop listening to the media, do your
Hmm.
own research. What kills me is that there is shortages. Everyone's freaking out about Christmas. The
Hmm.
shortages that are coming with that, the shortages, the food shortages, the price hike in food, but yet there's not any shortage in any ingredient for any of these vaccines. The things that make you go,
True.
let's think about it. Why are we not? But yet you are trying to get everybody vaccinated, but yet you could care less of that our gas is going up. You could care less that our food is going up or that there's a shortage on this and that and blah, blah, blah. I need people to really take off their blinders and really look into this. Stop listening to what WGN, CNN, Fox News is telling you. Do your
Mhm.
actual research. That's what I tell people. Stop listening to what the news is saying because they get paid to tell you lies, just like, all of our presidents.
Well, I
I'm
mean,
just saying.
yeah. Um, my stance on it is this. Um, yeah, has it been whipped up short in a short period of time? Yes. I think pretty much we in the tester phase. We're trying to see what works, what don't works. We're trying to pretty much clean up what's already been messed up in the previous administration. Cause we shouldn't be this deep in. Let's be honest. We should not be this deep in no pandemic. We should have been well aware of what's going on, how many variants has been going on. I was talking to my brother about it. He was like, "We now dealing with the Delta." I was like, he was like, it ain't gonna be only a matter of time before more variants." I'm like, "We here. We
We've
already at Mu
already
Gamma."
been there. We've
I'm
already
like,
been
"We
there.
already
Think
at Mu
about it.
Gamma. Look,
We had Ebola.
Epsilon."
We had Ebola that was a 1, 2, 3 phase. We had the swine flu that was around for a couple of years. Then there was the N1H1, and then now you have influenza A, influenza B, and then all of a sudden we have
But
COVID.
we wasn't this bad. Like, come on. We
Right.
wasn't this to the point. All of us had these pandemics happen, but none of us had to adjust our lives as much as we did with COVID because we went into it blindly. Everything
Everybody got
else,
scared because the
everybody got
media blew it
scared.
up. The
Yeah.
media blew it up. The media handled it poorly.
Yeah. Well,
And
the
everybody
media
who,
handle everything poorly. So,
right. So that's why I'm telling people stop listening to the media because all you're going to do is make yourself go crazy. Do
yeah.
your research. I've been out and about. Mississippi, we don't have to wear a mask, but
I
I
gotta
am very
go.
careful. I'm very careful. And that's what I find funny is like how Illinois is mask mandate, but you go to other states and it's not a mask mandate. But
Well, you
yet
gotta
I go
understand
out
when
and about.
Illinois got most people. A
No,
lot
no,
more people that just don't do shit. More
no, but I
nasty
mean,
people.
there's a lot of states that live on one another. You have California. California is their whole own freaking country. Let's be
Yeah,
honest, okay?
yeah,
They have their own
whole
special
land.
laws and regulations. But then you have Texas. Texas is a big state too, where there's a lot of people coming and going out of that state as well.
Yeah.
And you don't hear like how their numbers are really being spiked. Again, it's really all about hygiene and how are you treating your body. Your
Hmm.
body is what keeps you going every day. So if you're going to constantly put shit in your mouth, in your body, sugar and sugar and sugar and sugar,
But they're
and not
good.
take and not take any vitamins, that's
Right.
on you. Like I take my daily vitamins. I wash my hands. My hands are so dry. Like I'm constantly have to put lotion on because my hands are so dry because I wash them so much. Because I have to not only be careful for myself, but because of my dad, I can't get
Hmm.
him sick. But I go out and run errands.
Yeah. I also believe that maybe instead of getting all this scared, everybody getting scared about, oh, what's this coming out? This variant's coming out, or this vaccine is doing this to other people. Maybe we can talk about if there's any alternatives for people that have those pre-existing conditions that the vaccine might have an adverse effect to, where everybody is informed, or they can make something for that and everybody is covered. Since you want everybody vaccinated, tend to everybody and
Mm,
not just okay, it's
But
good for them, not good for them, and everything. It's just But that's with our healthcare system. That's gonna be another conversation right there, cause
Girl,
baby,
we're gonna have to have a whole episode on this, and pray to God that we don't get canceled because there's so much that needs to be talked about.
pray to God we don't get canceled off of this show. Anyway,
Well, that's
yo,
who we are.
okay, we all up in Oklahoma. Oklahoma Pardon and Parole Board recommends clemency for the inmate Julius Jones. This was reported on November 2nd. What's going on for those who don't know? The Oklahoma Pardon and Parole Board have recommended clemency for death row inmate Julius Jones. Attorney for Jones said Monday Jones, who have been convicted since 1999 at the age of 19 for the murder of Paul Howell, has maintained that he was innocent and race played a role in his conviction. On October 27th, Jones spoke publicly for the first time in over 2 decades at the hearing, according to CBS affiliate KWTV. The families of Jones and Howell were both there in a hearing that lasted over 3 hours. Quote, I believe in death penalty cases there should be no doubt, but put simply, I have doubts in this case, the board's chairman said in September when he recommended Jones' sentence be commuted to life in prison instead of rather than execution. He is still claiming innocence. Okay, let's talk about this dealing with our judicial system and everything. Um, there's a lot of people that's in jail. I'm not trying to make it all racial, but it is. That's serving times, and DNA have proven that they didn't do it. Alibis checked out, but they still sitting there. So is this a victory? Is this like, yay, they recommended it? Is it a victory or is it one of those, mm, we don't know? What say you, Mavis?
You know, the system has always been messed up. Always. Um,
Fucked up, say it. Fucked up.
Man, it's so sad. It's so sad because the black community is already labeled, right?
hmm
Um, when you have people in the system who are actually innocent and they're trying to prove their innocence, they still have that label on them.
hmm
And it irks me, because you're trying to do everything to show your innocence. But yet your own system, your own community is still against you. They're not helping you. They're like, nope, you need to do your time.
Yeah,
Like, but I have. So it's like you're damned if you're doing, you're damned if you don't, which is sad.
it is.
Um,
It is. All the way it is. Um, I hope that he does get clemency because in that case, DNA proved that that this wasn't him at all. At all. Um, yeah, I just hope he get clemency because enough is enough. Y'all, y'all got the evidence, but y'all looking at it, but it's a black man. It's probably he probably did it, but he probably wasn't the one who did it and everything. It's always when it deals with us, we are proven guilty before we are guilty and never proven innocent, or guilty before being proven innocent. But mostly it's guilty and never being proven innocent. So I'm praying for the brother and his family that he actually get clemency because over 2 decades since she was 19, your entire adult life has been behind bars for something that you did not do. How do
which
you start over from that?
right.
Like, come on now. How do you start over from that? Also, up in political news, this past Tuesday, for those who have not paid attention to it, was election day. Hi, let me just put in this little 2 cent right here. Election day happens more than every 4 years. Okay, don't just we really need to pay attention to every office in government and not just two. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
Because a lot of people don't realize how everything trickles down. Yes, you have your presidents. Yes, you have your vice president, but you also have to have your senators, your congressmen, your congresswomen. You have to have your judges. You have to have your circuit court. Was it circuit court clerks, aldermen, mayors, man,
Governors.
governors, lieutenant governors, all of these aspects and all of these officers that come into place on making sure that the country gets what it needs. And we pay so much attention to just the president and the vice president that even on those election times, we just worry about the president and vice president. We looking at everybody else and we doing any, meeny, miny, mo, and not actually looking up their background and what they stand for and what have they done in their political careers that can be for the betterment of everybody in the country and not just some people. I say this to say this. I say that to say this. Yeah, this past Tuesday, pretty much the states, in a couple of the states, well, okay, few of the states that President Biden won in, their uh, governor and congressman and everybody that was Democrat just flipped over to Republican. This goes back to when I said you can't tell Superman, you can't get Superman and don't get the rest of the Justice Leagues. If you're looking for a certain type of outcome for the people in the country, you can't go against what's up at the head because now here come the confusion. This After this election, I predict there's gonna be some bullshit. For example, Virginia. Virginia has elected governor, well, Republican, Glenn Youngkin in the governor's race in Virginia. It's some more people, and they worried. They're worried about whether or not, you know, are they going to be able to have some of the Democrats? They're going to be able to have some of the rights that they've been afforded to all this time or anything. It's a mess. But I'm just saying, we really need to pay attention to every election and every person we that is running for these different offices because we got to make sure that it's for our needs and not for everybody else. Because to be continuing to complain about how the rich is getting richer, the poor is getting poorer, the redlining, the systemic racism, and everything, and we don't look up, research or endorse people that are going to make changes against all that stuff, it's kind of asinine, ass backwards, and hypocritical. You can't just worry about every 4 years. Okay? Stop worrying about just every 4 years. There's After that is every 2 years. Here come another one. Hey, up in your state, see who running for in your community. Who's the mayor? Who's the governor for your state? Who's the alderman for your ward, for your community? Who's the city clerk? Who's everything that dealt with your state. So you won't be complaining about what's going on if you don't know what the hell is going on. So y'all, now everybody's scared because the Republicans looked at y'all and went, "Hey, see y'all in 2 years instead of four." and turn the tide over in all of these offices that can hold very heavy weight in the decision that the president and vice president can make. They can veto it all day long, but if majority wins, about that. So yeah, pay attention, y'all. I'm just saying, pay attention whether you are a Democrat or a Republican. Pay attention to all of the election years, and then pay attention to everybody that's running in these offices for real, because we really need to know who has our best interests at heart and who really don't. Anything you got to say about that?
Nope. Do
You
your
right.
research.
Do your research. That's it. It's more than just doing research. We got to pay attention to the other election years. Can we work on that part first?
No, because you still, it don't matter. You still need to do your research on who's running. It doesn't
Yeah.
matter who ran before. You want to pay attention to the parties now, because in my line of work, I deal with a lot of political crap, and
Mhm.
I get so frustrated with the political policies that are written in my line of work, and I cannot say what I do for a living just to secure me and my life. Um, I deal with a lot of
Mm.
politic points, and it frustrates the crap out of me. Frustrates me. Like, it just doesn't make any sense.
Mm. It don't. It really don't.
So, it is what it is. It's just like I said, I tell people, you know what? I never used to vote before. I'll be 100% honest. Prior to like the past, I don't know, 8 years or so, I never used to vote. Didn't
Mhm.
care because I would do my research. I would do very little research. I'm just like, I don't care. But then once I saw that, the world was kind of going to shit,
You go. Hmm.
right? I'm like,
Maybe
okay,
I need to go look up some people or
exactly.
something, cause
And
this is
now,
going crappy.
right. And now in the line, in the career path that I'm in right now, it's like it's very political based. So it's like, okay,
Mhm.
I really need to do my research and educate myself,
Mhm.
offline, not read what the media is telling me, not read, anything, like do my own deep dive.
Research.
Hmm.
You're right. You're absolutely right. So, yeah, do your research. Pay attention to all of the election years and do your research.
Yep.
So you can make a sound decision on who you think have the best interests at heart. And after you choose them, watch them.
Yep.
Because folks can change their agenda real quick after they get to office. So that's
Mm,
another
mm.
topic.
Sounds
Anyway,
familiar because we are now in
baby.
November.
I
But let's
can't.
move on. Let's please move on.
Mhm.
My
Mhm.
blood pressure is going to
Mhm.
go through the roof.
Mhm.
And I don't
Yo.
have any alcohol.
Sorry. Yo. Entertainment news. Yo. According to iHeartRadio, I want to. This gonna be our next people that gets the side Mad Hatter side eye for the evening. Get the
Oh
side
boy.
eye together. So it's been 2 years since Kobe gone. Kobe Bryant gone. Rest in peace to Kobe Bryant and Gigi Bryant. Our hearts, some of our hearts are still broken. Majority of our hearts are still broken about that. Well, here this go. So, in the midst of mourning, the members of the family, of the Bryant family, have raised issues with the pilot, and the first responders said the pilot was accused of agreeing to fly in unsafe conditions, while several first responders was accused of publicly sharing photos of the crash scenes. In response to Kobe Bryant's widow, Vanessa, she has filed a lawsuit against Los Angeles County. According to NPR, the lawsuit contends that the first responders shared gratuitous photos of dead children, parents, and coaches, and the Bryant family suffered emotional distress of it. To counter this claim, attorneys that's representing the Los Angeles County first responders have argued that Vanessa Bryant has never seen the photos and they were shared publicly, adding on attorneys representing the first responders asked for Bryant and their family and families of the other victims to undergo a psychiatric evaluation to determine whether or not they have endured emotional distress.
The devil is a lie. I'm telling you, California is their own little country. They do whatever they want to do.
What?
Girl,
Okay.
look, this is again, it's the litigation system, the legal system is political.
Oh my
Anything
God.
to do to save people's ass, they're gonna do what they need to do. End all be all, period.
Just,
It's disgusting. It is disgusting.
oh my God. But it's one of those, really? Oh, she haven't seen it. Who says that the other families haven't? Or other family members of the Bryant family haven't
Mhm.
seen. You know damn well, let's just be honest. You know damn well if you sit up here and you see a celebrity, everybody clicking. I believe the first responders did that. I believe they leaked it out publicly and
Or
it
they leaked it out
caused,
to somebody and then somebody gives it to somebody. Anytime you have that, it's already out there. It's in the world. It's in the cloud world. If the FBI were to go into
yes,
everybody's phone right now, we they could tell you if they saw it or not.
yes.
Period.
So, dude, come on now, come on. And just to say, oh, you need to get checks first to make sure you going through some emotional distress. That's
But the
all, so
judge
you won't have
denied
to
that.
pay out.
Right. But the judge denied that.
Yeah, he denied it because he thought it was some bullshit, all the way bullshit. But it's just it's the audacity for me. Okay, I
That's what the
need
world is
this
coming to.
part. I need this to be private because my family is still mourning the death of my child, the death of my husband, the death of my wife, the death of them people that was in that plane
Girl, people don't care.
because
That's
it
the
ain't
issue
them.
with America.
Because it ain't them. Then it's not a problem. Okay. That is just the audacity for me.
This is America. There's a lot of audacity. It's
It's the
disgusting.
audacity for me.
I
For the
know.
simple fact, why would you be like, let me see it on paper the way you had emotional distress because of this. If I done seen a picture of my baby, of my husband, I ain't supposed to feel no type of way.
Hmm.
You full of
The girl
shit.
already has traumatic issues right now. I mean, after knowing her husband died in a helicopter, you really think she's going to get on a plane or a private jet?
Hell no. She might walk.
Exactly. That's some real PTSD right there. Like, please, don't give me.
they not really oh, they not really paying attention to how bad this can be. Just so
They don't care.
LA County attorneys that represent them first responders, Mad
Y'all
Hatters is
fired
really y'all fighting, y'all ain't shit, okay? Y'all
for
ain't
real,
shit. All the way ain't shit, okay? Y'all ain't shit.
for
So
real.
they're our side eye to you. And you know what
Baby,
else?
bye.
Look, you know what else y'all can do? Kiss our ass and go ahead pay that woman and the other families too.
For
Shit,
real.
stop playing. So, with that being said, let's go on into our topic. Well, let us pray first, Lord.
Lord Jesus,
We might get canceled,
pray
Jesus.
to God that we don't get canceled. Love us
We
for us.
might, because you know how that community, the Rainbow Alphabet community, don't play.
Hold on,
You
hold on, hold
say
on, hold on. We
anything.
have to respect them. Here we go. Hold on, hold on. We have to respect them because they are human beings, okay?
They are. But
They
shit,
are.
they don't listen or breathe. They go off of
There's issues. There's issues, okay? There
there
are
is.
issues. But
Yeah.
there's always been issues even with men versus women. You hear the
It's
men,
true.
well, the women want to be just like men because they want to get paid more, they want this, they want that. We kind of talked about that last show.
Yeah.
But now we have the transgender community, right? We
Versus
are
the
let's set the
cisgender.
platform really quick. We are not here to attack the LGBTQ plus community. Period.
We
We are
not.
simply asking you guys to take your glasses off, okay? Clean out your ears a little bit and
And
just
let's have a
listen to us
conversation.
and just listen to what we have to say. I have never hated on anybody who is part of the LGBTQ plus community. Okay. I love you for you. You are a human being. You are, at the end of the day, you were created for a purpose to be here on this earth. So I have no reason to hate you. And I think I just lost Alexis. So I'm on my own. She comes back. But let me just say that we are not here to hate on anybody at all. Here she is. Okay. Ooh,
We're
girl,
not.
I thought I was gonna have to do this show by myself. I was like,
Like
Jesus,
you on your own. See
ooh,
ya.
Jesus.
No,
Um,
we're not. We're not here to hate on anybody at all.
no,
We just
no
need to have a conversation
conversation.
because there's a lot of things that is surrounding this topic that there needs to come a common just everybody need to come to a common ground with this. And tonight's show is not to bash nobody. We just want to be informative about some stuff that's been picking up some buzz lately. Um, the topic tonight actually came from a article. Well, it's several articles, and it's been going on for quite a few years now, where it has been said that a lot of the trans community, trans women, transgender women, are actually advocating for the government to do an FDA approved and CDC approved uterine transplant and have it available for all transgender women so they can feel quote unquote or have the complete essence of being a woman. Okay. So we're gonna unpack this tonight and not get canceled. At least try. Let us pray. First thing first, okay. Let's talk about before we get into the transplant, uterine transplant. Let's talk about pretty much the history between what they call cisgender women and trans women or the queer community as well. How it kind of been a complicated relationship. We ain't all the way hunky dory. That's my best friend. Okay. We ain't unified with this one at all. And I'm not just talking about one demographic of women, I'm talking about all across the board. It's like some stuff we okay with, and some stuff dealing with being a woman, we are gatekeeping. And I brought just me and Mavis on here just to see if it's okay. Are we in a complicated relationship with the transgender community, or are we just kind of being hyped up by the media about certain issues that a lot of us is complaining about? For example, one thing comes to mind. I wanted to bring up Angela Stanton. Oh gosh. So Angela Stanton came bursting onto the scene when she was advocating for Trump, but also started getting into a lot more controversies and everything concerning her son transitioning from a male to a female. Her son is saying it's hypocritical as hell for her to do that because she has trans friends. However, she does not want her son to be trans. Now, Angela is not the only woman that is dealing with that or have that feeling. So, my question is this, and please share this. I need somebody to come on here and have this conversation with us that has dealt with this. Even if you're a transgender woman, is it wrong for a mother to be either scared for the safety of our son that's transitioning into a woman because simply because we scared that they might get hurt, or are we just being transphobic all the way together? I don't think she's just transphobic. I think majority of her concerns are is that she's scared, seeing that she has a black son that is transitioning into a female, and seeing that black transgender women are being targeted in very heinous and brutal crimes against them. Beatings, brutal beatings, everything from a beating to murder. Yeah, it's kind of complicated because everybody's jumping down her throat about that, but then really, and also transgender women is like she just being transphobic and not being open to what her son needs for himself. He's grown. Give it that, yes, but we mamas and we women, and we've been seeing also from the media or even hearing from friends, our friends, because all of us do have friends up in the LGBTQ community. Look, I for one do. Bunch of them. I'd be concerned. I wouldn't stop my son, but I will be concerned about his safety because there's a target. Do I want to bury my son just because he chose to transition to a woman? And in that transitioning, he gets hurt or he gets killed. Something like that. Is it wrong for us to be gatekeepers of our children that want to transition into other sex? Not only for the safety issue, but also off the back, like I didn't give birth to a daughter. I gave birth to a son, or I didn't give birth to a son. I gave birth to a daughter. Why, when it comes down to it, because it's mostly women that is saying something about it. We either saying that we love it, we love you no matter what, or we on the other type of extreme of I can't accept this. I can't accept this. This is not what I gave birth to. What say you, Mavis?
The whole accepting, like the whole, and you see it all in the LGBTQ community, right?
Mm-hmm.
You see families not accepting their children coming out and saying, "Hey, I'm gay," or "Hey, I'm bisexual," or "Hey, I feel that I was born to be, I'm a man, but I feel like I should be a woman,"
Mm-hmm.
right? There's a lot of families that will disown you at
Mm-hmm.
the end of the day. And I had this conversation with a lot of people, Christian, non-Christian, whatever, right? I'm a Christian woman. I will openly admit that, right? I am a Christian woman. However, my thought on this is if you are part of the LGBTQ plus community, I will accept you for who you are because you are a human being.
Mm-hmm.
You were born with a purpose. I don't care if you were born as a man and now you feel that you are called to be a woman. That is your body, that is your life. If you want to get married to the same sex, again, that is your body, that is your life. I'm not going to stop you. I'm still going to love you because you are a human being, right?
Mm-hmm.
No death threats should be gone against them. Who, at the end of the day, who am I to judge? I can't judge them. Only God is the one who's to judge, right?
Mm-hmm.
As a parent, You should still love your child and not disown them.
Agree. Yes.
As a parent of a transgender person, I understand that you are scared for their lives, but you should be scared for your child's life no matter what, whether they are part of the LGBTQ plus community or not. This world is crazy as it is. I can walk out and go to Walmart and there could be a shooting and I can die,
Mm-hmm.
right? My dad has told me so many times, me being up in Chicago, because the weather gets so bad. I'm like, Dad, I'm a hard ass. Like, look, unfortunately, like I'm a sweetheart, but you mess with me, you're gonna get it,
Shit
right?
happens.
Right. But he's just like, I'm not worried about you. He's like, I'm worried about the other people. You're right. You have to worry about the other people. You always have to worry about your surroundings and always look at your back. There's always going to be a target upon everybody. Unfortunately, within the Black community, the targets are a little bit bigger. Unfortunately, in the LGBTQ plus community, the targets are a little bit bigger.
Hmm.
Unfortunately, in the law enforcement, the legal system, the political aspect, your targets are a little bit bigger. Okay? But there's always going to be a target. So you should still always be worried about your child,
Hmm.
whether they are a child or whether they are an adult. You gave birth to that human being. Okay. There
I
should,
agree.
the hate needs to stop. The hate needs to stop.
Yeah, I agree. However, a little bit of pushback here. For all of the mothers or parents that do not agree with, my child is transitioning. Um, it's one thing to come out to your parents and say, "I'm gay. I'm bisexual." That's an attraction. And when it comes to being transgender, somehow, somewhere in it, it kind of make it will kind of make that parent feel like, did I do something wrong? What makes them want to just reject the gender that they were born in? What happened? Was it me? What did I did I miss something? Or some of them just be like, it is the body, and just go into religion reasons. We ain't talking about them tonight. But for those who are trying to figure out this whole thing, because when you look at transgenders, they not really accepted in their own community because it's they're divided. They, they everybody else is like, y'all over there, y'all over there, we over here. They separated themselves from them, and it's quite because they don't understand it. How do you know for a fact that I am born in the wrong body?
Right. And it's
Like, how do you
confusing.
know?
It's confusing to the other. So you have the LGBTQ plus community, right? And then you have your transgenders, right?
Yeah.
So you are a man and you trans into a woman. But are you, as a woman, are you still attracted to men or are you attracted to a woman? That's why there's so much hate because there's not a lot of clarity. You
It's
have to be
not.
clear on what you want. If you are transitioning into a woman, like I am sorry, do I feel that you should have the right to have a uterus? Absolutely not. Why? Just so you could see the pain that we go through? You want to have a period now? Baby,
See,
bye. No.
I was waiting on us to go to that topic, but since you want to break shit up, here you go. All right, before we go into our commentary about this, Devontae, I don't like you. I don't like
What is
how you not on here and still being put in the corner. I don't like you. Talk about my daughter
one word answers?
transition from a headache to a pain in my ass. Ah,
That's all children, though. Come on.
that's it. But dealing with, oh God, so dealing with the uterine transition transplant, we got into this. Okay, this is one of the articles that I was looking up where
So we lost Alexis for a minute. So you have me. Um, well, I guess I'm gonna take over for just a quick moment until she hops back on. Praying to God she's gonna have to hop back on. But um, I don't believe if you're transitioning from a man into a woman, you are now a trans woman. I do not believe
My
that.
bad.
Thank you for coming back and saving my life.
Okay. My bad. This is one of the articles. They was talking about it because they had did the first test round around like 2016. But this was just a survey from Gemma Network. The question was what they was trying to agree upon whether is this a good idea or not. The question was, what are the perceptions and motivations of transgender women for uterus transplant? The findings is in the survey study of 182 transgender women found that to more than 90% of the respondents indicated that a uterus transplant may improve the quality of life as transgender women, alleviate dysphoric symptoms, and enhance feelings of femininity. Meaning that this report on the desire and the willingness of a transgender woman to undergo uterus transplant may support the need for further animal and cadaveric model research. Yeah, where they gonna get these uterus from?
From the
Which is
pig.
necessary. No, see, I can't go there. I can't show the picture of all the uterus, animal uterus. It still ain't gonna fit, and we gonna get cut. We gonna get shut down for it. Which is okay. Which is necessary to assess the feasibility of performing this procedure in transgender women. The abstract, the importance of uterus transplant has been demonstrated to be a viable fertility restoring treatment for women categorized as female at birth with absolute uterine factor infertility. Re- Recent advancement, as well as consideration of fairness and equality in reproductive care, has have now led to the possibility of uterus transplant being undertaken in transgender women. The objective is to investigate the reproductive aspiration of transgender women and their perception of uterus transplant. Let's stop right here and stop sharing right quick so we can uh, unpack this right here.
You lost
Okay.
me at equality,
Okay. Let me stop.
and
Okay.
I'm gonna get canceled for that
Oh
because I
God.
said that.
I'm trying to assess my response so I won't get canceled. Fuck it. It's
All right,
gonna happen. By no means I'm telling you, I'm saying that this is wrong. They should never have it and everything. But let's be quite honest here. Let's unpack this right here. Having a uterus don't mean for one it's gonna work right.
amen. I could tell you because I have a uterus and it don't work right. But go ahead.
Look, our cooter broke, okay? Some of our cooters is broke. um, two, that the joys and let's put it like this: do not let this media fool you. Pregnancy is not that much of a joy. It is not.
Periods are not even a joy.
It's not.
Y'all want my cramps? Please take my cramps.
It's
Please, you know what?
not.
And here's the thing, like I really need this trans community that is for having uterus. I really need you guys to educate yourself. Please turn up the volume because I really need to. We're gonna have
Oh,
we're gonna
Jesus.
have a uterus 101 class right now
Get
because
your pen and your papers. Here you go.
I have something called endometriosis.
Oh my God.
Endometriosis. Let's say it together, okay? Look that shit up. My periods are horrible. The pains that I get, the cramps that I get, the fact that who knows if I'm ever going to get pregnant? I was told at the age of 18 that I couldn't get pregnant. And I did get pregnant in 2019, but I had a miscarriage just a day shy of 8 weeks. There's a lot of women who have bad uteruses that are weak uteruses. So if you're going to pay thousands of dollars to get a uterus implanted in you, you better make sure you are signing your life away just like you do on a house, and make sure that everything is crystal clear, that that uterus is going to function at 100%, that you're not going to have any issues. Because, honey, I'm telling you now, there's going to be a lot of lawsuits if this shit gets approved. Because, oh, your
It
uterus
is.
is not working,
It is. It
join the
is.
club. You
Who
want to join my bench?
and on top of that, who's to say it's going to work with your system?
Exactly.
And this just with anybody. You undergo surgery and you go through different. If you undergo a transplant surgery, that organ can fail because it's a foreign object. Oh, cause your whole system, body system, nervous system, everything be like new phone. Who this to that whole organ? So it may not work. And if it does, you want to feel feminine? Can I ask this question, Mavis? Have your cramps ever made you feel just so girly?
Girl,
Because mine hasn't. I feel like a gangster.
look, let me tell you something. Hormones are a bitch, first and foremost.
Oh, bitch.
Hormones. With my endometriosis, my pain, my pelvic pain is so bad that I get radiating pain not only from my pelvis all the way down to the back of my legs. Sometimes one month it could just be my left leg, another month it could be my right leg, and another month it could be both of my legs. Another month I don't have any pain down my legs. It's just pelvic pain or it's just cramps and I'm fine. Then the bleeding, hmm, y'all really want a damn uterus?
Y'all sure? Y'all just want to feel like a
Like I'm
natural woman. Can y'all
like,
handle a heavy period for 7 days?
can you handle putting in a tampon? Like
Can you
I'm just
handle?
curious.
Can do y'all know how to do a pad? Look, tampons might be too intricate for them. Okay, let's go from basics. The pad. Do you know
But
how to
then
put that on?
on top of that, like they're gonna have to take hormones. And then what
Can,
if they want to try birth control, right? Because they don't want to get pregnant. Um,
that's a whole thing in itself. Different birth controls may not all we have these array of birth controls because there's just no one birth control that can work for us. Y'all got a semi one birth control that work for y'all, but y'all don't know how to use it correctly or don't use it at all. One birth control. It's a whole lot of stuff that goes into okay, I don't want to have a baby yet. And then there's a whole lot of stuff that to go into having a child. You want to, I get it. Y'all want to and go through the wonderful feelings of being pregnant. You want to feel the baby kick. You want to hear the first heartbeat. You want to feel your stomach growing and the baby moving and all that. Pregnancy is beautiful and fucking ugly at the same time. For real, it's not cute.
Here's the issue with this as well. There are so many women, and there's a lot of women in my family that cannot have kids and who have had to adopt because they have a lazy uterus or they've had uterine cancer or ovarian cancer and now they cannot have kids. Do you know how sad that is? And do you see them was signing a petition asking for a uterus transplant? But y'all of the trans community want to get it FDA approved. Like, what in the flipping world? Like,
But
seriously,
that's the
y'all
thing.
really just need to sit down Who was high? Like, were y'all like all sitting around like doing
Stop.
acid and be like, oh, you know, it would be so cool if we could just have a uterine transplant? And oh my God, I just want to, you really want the Red Sea
You
coming
want this
between your
shit?
legs?
You want this
Like,
shit? Okay,
there's a lot of maintenance.
how about this? We dealing with the cancer. We dealing with endometriosis. We dealing. What about women
PCOS,
that PCOS? Women that dealing with fibroids. I deal with fibroids.
cis, cis,
It
and when
says,
those bitches pop, whoo,
"Are you sure?" Let's talk about with the fibroids. You dealing with pretty much they like tumors
and when
that
they twist
no
inside
one
you,
no one knows how they are developed. They say it's your diet, then they also say it's stress, and then they're also saying there's other components that it can contribute to these tumors to be formed. And then once you get it and you're trying to get rid of them, surgery might not be as easy. They're trying to make it easier to where you don't have to go through surgery, but then you got to deal with, and this is gonna
all
bring
the
up to
after
my
effects.
all the after effects. But before that, this is gonna bring up into my next point. Um, since you want to be a woman so bad, welcome to our lives when dealing with the health system. And depending on your race, whether or not you're gonna get the proper care or not. You want this you want to be told that your cramps ain't that bad,
Mm,
your contraction can't be that bad because you can only afford a certain type of insurance, or you are in a certain type of demographics that
mhm.
they decide whether or not they give you the best care for you. Do you want to go through having to go when you finally get pregnant and you have something that's called a ectopic pregnancy, where you are pregnant in your tubes? You're not in the uterus, you're actually in your fallopian tubes, and you got the decision of save you or both of y'all die. Because to this day they do not have a any type of alternative to whether we can save both mama and the baby at all.
I'm going to say this again, and I'm going to continue to say it. We don't have a cure for uterine or ovarian cancer, nonetheless,
No.
any other damn cancer out there, other than if you've never watched anybody go through chemotherapy, let me give you a little insight. When people go in for chemotherapy, the nurse doesn't be like, oh, hey, I'm here to serve you, Mr. or Mrs. Jones, whatever. No, they have to gown up, they have to glove up because if that stuff gets on them, it can burn them. So, what
Hmm.
do you think that's doing inside their body? So, we don't have a cure for cancer, but y'all want a damn uterus to be FDA approved. I'm
Well,
sorry, I am
transgender.
not with it. I'm not with it. Look, my uterus, if my uterus don't work, I'm 33 years old, right? 33. I've come to the terms, look, if I don't have kids, I don't have kids, right? It is what it is. At least there's adoption. And I know I'd be a fit mother. I know I'm going to be a great mother.
But this is the thing that gets me about this whole thing. The uterine transplant was supposed to be for the women that's dealing with endometriosis or PCOS, and that have dealt with cancer, cervical cancer, uterine cancer, and everything. That was for women that can handle that. Y'all want to, y'all want it because y'all want to feel feminine. This is where I'm getting into gatekeeping. Our bodies are not toys. And I might get canceled for this. At this point, I don't care. Um, I'm not talking about trans men because y'all understood the assignment. The women, the females that's transitioning to males are kind of on a whole nother tip on where they just transitioning hormonally into the male version of how they of themselves. Okay, but majority of these transgender women all want to look like Barbies. I want a skinny waist. I want a flat stomach. I want big boobs. I want a big ass, and I want big hips so I can look like a Barbie. And now I want a uterus so I can feel feminine.
You know what the
This is
next thing they're
not
going to
a
want?
toy.
The next thing they're going to want, because they're going to have the big breasts, they're going to want to make sure that their milk ducts work so that everything connects to, after I give birth, I want to be able to breastfeed.
Okay, let's talk
I'm
about
done.
this right here.
I'm done.
Your titties is not going to stay perky with breastfeeding. Mm. So what's going to happen? You want to feel the joys of pregnancy. Do you want to deal with the aftermath of it when that stomach don't snatch back? When them stretch marks look like it's deeply in like etched up into your DNA? When everything still hurts. You feel me? Your back still hurting. Your when you give birth. How about giving birth and realize this little hole that is this big gotta go to this big to push out that big head ass baby.
And if it doesn't do that, they got to cut you open
How can you deal with that?
with
Can you
staples.
deal with? Can you deal with? You talking about y'all got body dysmorphia now? Cause I'm transitioning into a woman. How about we dealt with that since we was a little girl? We are not. We are not toys. We are not objects. Okay. That's why I feel like, in my opinion, that should be gatekeep. Our uterus, our reproductive systems, we go through so much for different women. There's women that don't have to go through all of this. So I'm not speaking for everybody, but a lot of us do. And you telling me that to this survey you want to have this transplant approved so you can feel feminine? That our
Baby
uterus
bye.
is what makes us feminine? No, baby. Can I tell you what makes a woman feminine? We first of all, if anybody that got both a balance of both masculine and femininity is us. Is us. What makes us feminine is not what we put on our bodies, what we put, how we style our hair, how we transform our body. What makes us feminine deals with our character. It ain't up been a surgery. It ain't up been a dress or an implant here, a transplant there. Can women, is it wrong for us women to say, can we have something for ourselves? Since you are already, society is already putting labels and restrictions and all kinds. We already going through the ringer with society tearing us and dissecting our bodies apart. Anyway, can we have something to say this is ours? This is ours. This ain't nobody else's. This is what I have. I have this. And for y'all to be like, well, I want to have this transplant so I can feel like a natural woman. Baby, you're not going to be a natural woman. You a manufactured doll. I
Facts.
said it.
Sorry, but facts. If you have to get botched up to be a woman,
It's
you
not
are
enough.
not natural. I'm
It's not.
sorry. You're
It's
not.
not.
We
It's
can
not.
argue and we can continue to argue. Look, I am not hating again, we are not hating against the transgender community whatsoever. We are not hating. We want you to just clearly understand that y'all have a lot of issues within your community. So do us women. There
Yes.
are so many women out here, myself included, that cannot have kids right now. I know I have a family member who has paid thousands. I'm talking thousands, 20, 30, 40, 50,000 dollars for IVF just to try and have a kid. And it has not worked till this day. Do you know how sad that is? But yet you want to be the first one in line to get the FDA to approve for you to have a uterus transplanted in you that is hurtful to us women because there are so many women who cannot have kids naturally, who were born naturally with all the body
Women.
parts, but they do not work properly. There are women who can't have kids because they have uterine cancer or ovarian cancer or have really bad endometriosis. Again, there are different stages of endometriosis. I need y'all to educate yourself, understand what it is, because you know what? I'm gonna let you know now with endometriosis, that sex ain't gonna be fun either.
No.
Do your research. When you have fibroids, when you have polyps, the intimacy is not gonna be fun. Do your research. You think it's all fun and games, you want to feel like a net, you may regret it. You just may
Make sure
regret
you
it.
know what you're getting into
Yep,
since you want to be a woman.
yep. Because let me tell you, if you take any sort of hormones or if you take any sort of birth control, I'm gonna let you know now from experience, you may be the woman with the issue of blood from the Bible. You may be bleeding for 21 days straight. That has happened to me because of a birth control. 21 days. You get up and literally, not to give everyone a vision, but you have the Red Sea flowing. If that's what you want, please continue to sign up and say that this is what you want. Continue. Do your damn research. That's all I'm going to say is do your damn research. I do not stand for it. I do not approve of it. I understand that you guys want to feel like a natural woman. I understand that. But at the end of the day, there's a lot of us women who are suffering. Um, looks there looks like we are suffering. There's a lot of women in our community that are suffering that can't have kids.
That can't. It's that's what I'm saying. These are not accessories. These are not just like trinkets that women have that don't hold value to us. Okay, I really think we need to be gatekeeping this because I also wonder this. Um, since y'all want to do it, and if they do it and approve it for transgender women and everything, my question is this. I'm post this and I hope somebody on here can answer this. Will our reproductive system issues and ailments finally be put on the front of everybody of you know of become a priority and become affordable for the correct care now that transgender women is going through the same thing we've been going through for ages?
Look, I'm gonna say this because, and I'm taking this shit off now because I am
Fucking
flabbergasted.
done.
Because here's the thing. Here's the other aspect. These people, these women who want this uterus so bad, I'm gonna pray for y'all because if this shit does get approved, you are not going to be able to last with the cramps. You're going to be like, well, Canada and England, they give you days off to deal with these cramps. Well, here in America, bitch, they don't fucking care about you. They don't. They don't fucking care
Mm-mm.
about you. They don't care about you. My cramps are so bad. There's days where I have to push myself to get out of bed. I can't walk because my legs hurt so bad because I have pain going down my legs. But I still have to get up and I still have to work.
Go to work, take care of the
And
family,
you're going to sit
do
at
all
home and
this.
be like, oh, Midol doesn't help. Nope, honey, Midol doesn't really help for everybody. Tylenol doesn't help. Ibuprofen doesn't help. Guess what? You have to suck it up, Sally. Sally Mae, you got to suck it up. You just got to deal with it. You want to be a woman so bad? Enjoy it. Enjoy it. I'm sorry. Call it what you want. I'm not hating on the community. I'm trying to educate you and let you know because you think life is just so glorious with having a damn uterus.
It's
And the
not.
hormones, you better pray to Jesus that you don't go to jail because you lose your shit. You might go to jail.
Child, child. You think you taking hormone treatment just because of the shots and everything. And I have my aches and my pains here, but going through aches and pains, cramps and bleeding, and then all of a sudden random ass bullshit that happened in between the times. You go let one person say something bogus as hell to y'all. There you go. There you go. It's over. Then
And then
it's
your
a
feelings are gonna
problem.
hurt.
It's a problem. Okay, now we got with the family members, we got with the uterus and everything. Okay, let's talk about sports. Now there's an issue here. Transgender women are competing in women's sports, and everybody believes they have an unfair advantage. I agree. I agree. I don't care much hormones you done already taken and everything. It doesn't take away that strength level. We have certain advantages. Y'all got most advantages. So let's be honest. Women's track and field. Men can take off running. They got more of a strength level than women. That's why it's kind of curved and everything. So you coming and our stuff. It's hard enough. We had to fight hard to have these damn sports. Okay. Why y'all up in our shit?
We had to fight for how long just to be able to vote. And now that we have these rights and we can sit here and talk, now y'all want a uterus.
Now you want this. Now you want that. Now you want other stuff. It's just too much. It's too much.
I'm just gonna say that
Are
if
y'all
this
trying to?
shit,
Are
if
they gonna wipe us out?
no, this is what I want done. If this shit gets approved, I want y'all to stand up for all the women who have a uterus, who have a cycle, who have aches and pains. Y'all better start asking for them days off, those company days, because I am a woman, or because you are now a
Fuck.
trans woman with a uterus and you have medical documentation to be like, bam, just like you have your COVID vaccination documentation, you have your uterus vaccination card, or your uterus card to say I have a uterus implant. I
My
need
coochie
days off
hurt.
because
I need days off.
please get that approved because I would love to get paid to have days off, not use my sick time, not use my vacation time that I worked so hard for to lay in bed in pain doubled over. Fight for that
Fight
because there
off.
are countries, and why do we have to pay so damn much for damn tampons and pads and everything? And if you think you're only going to go through a tampon a day, honey, mm-mm. You better make sure you get that assorted box because you're going to need the regulars, you're going to need the supers, you're going to need the super plus, and you might just need the ultra.
You just gonna need
Educate
a
your
damn
damn self.
pillow. You just gonna need a whole damn pillow in your drawers. There
You
you go.
might just need to wear freaking depends if you're going to be flowing.
They got them. They
And
got
flow
them.
is here. Yep,
And also, if you're gonna do this, go ahead and ask for more time off for maternity leave. That 6 week
please.
shit ain't shit.
Please,
That ain't shit. That ain't
please,
shit.
please do, please do. And
That's why
if
I'm
I find out,
asking.
it, look, let me find out that a trans woman gets more time off
That a real
because
one.
baby, I'm about to lose my shit and I'm about to, ooh,
We gonna whoop ass. There you go.
we need
We
to
gonna
end
whoop
this
ass.
before we lose our shit and get canceled.
Look,
Okay?
we gonna whoop. I'm just saying, we gonna whoop ass. That's it.
Look,
But
I'm gonna
that's
complain.
all. That's all we gonna put with that one. I'm just saying. We're not saying y'all should never get it. It's an abomination. No. If you
I'm
gonna get
saying
it,
you should never get it, but
look. If you gonna get it, be very aware of what comes with it. Okay.
because you might just be that 1%, and you're gonna be all fucked up. Then we're gonna have to sit here and listen to whoever on Morning America. I
Yeah.
had the uterine transplant, and oh my
Or
God, the Red Sea will not stop flowing between my legs.
or
Well, I told you,
or we're gonna see the the uterine transplant as one of them commercials. Have you or a loved one
girl.
gotten the uterine transplant? You may be old compensation, okay? And I wish
No.
y'all would sue anybody for that. You wanted it. Because
Here's
if you
another
don't
thing that's
sue
going to
for a
happen.
broken pussy, I'm suing too. Mine's broke too. My money.
For real.
Been broke.
And here's the other thing that's going to happen is when you do get a uterus, you're going to look at food and you might just gain weight. You don't even have to eat it. You might just gain weight
Walk
because you know
past
what?
it.
Mm, mm,
Walk past it.
the
Just
cravings
go,
are
wow.
real.
Or
Do your
how about,
research. That's all I'm
hold
saying.
on. How about that? Since you talking about food, y'all want a uterus because y'all want to feel feminine. What y'all gonna do when you can't lose weight as quickly as you used to when you was a guy?
Mm, mm. Because your trick was stop eating sugar, stop drinking pop, stop drinking beer, stop doing this, and you would lose
Hmm.
your pound. You would lose your weight in your sleep.
Look, I just stopped drinking pop and I lost 50 pounds in 1 week. What's gonna happen when you done stop eating all of that, work out 7 days a week, everything got on every you taking the bougie detox pills and everything only to
The fat
look
burners, you're wearing a sauna suit, you're doing everything.
waist trainers and everything only to lose 2 pounds in 1 month.
Hmm.
What you gonna do then?
Oh, you gonna cry?
I wish
You
you
gonna cry?
would be mad.
Come sit next to me, honey. Come sit right next to me on this bench.
This is so
Come.
frustrating. I'll shut the fuck up, shit.
Yeah. Please shut
Because
the
we
fuck up.
go through it. We go through it. And I hope since everybody, I'm so serious, I want to hunk on this. If you're gonna be going transition from male to female and everything, can you be a natural looking woman? Because we come in all shapes and sizes, and not look for Barbie. Okay, everybody is not an hourglass. Okay, stop this
I mean,
shit.
I am, but I'm just
Everybody in
saying.
the hourglass. Okay, everybody is not an hourglass. Okay,
I'm a
and
cold
it's
bottom.
like, oh, I want to do this. I want to do. I want to look like Nicki Minaj. Nicki Minaj don't look like Nicki Minaj. Okay, that's
That's
not
a
how
lot of
she was born.
plastic. That's a
That's
lot of
how
plastic.
most of them coming out looking like plastic. What you gonna do when your body change? What you gonna do when age change your body? You gonna go back
Hmm.
under the knife, nip and tuck, nip and tuck, nip and tuck, nip and tuck. It's hard for us to do it. It's gonna be hard for y'all. Look, we ain't saying don't transition at all. Transition. I'm saying you want to do this uterine transplant. Know
Please
what
reach
you're
out
getting
to us
into.
and let us know that you're going to do it so we can journal it and be along with you because we want to check in with you and see how you're doing.
Let's see how this go. And
Please.
we're gonna tell you the truth. This is what that's about. This is what this is about. This is what that is about. Do not be upset when you get the same treatment we get. When we you go through the same shit we go through. Don't be like, oh my God, this is so too much. No, because it ain't too much for us. Y'all never consider it too much for us. I'm just saying, a woman, a cisgender, natural born woman is not an accessory. We are not Mrs. Potato Head, okay?
It's
None of
not called
this.
Mr. and Mrs. Potato Head
It's
anymore. Get
not.
it correct. It's
Okay, we're
Potato
not
Head.
potato. We're not potato head people. Okay, potato people. We're not French
You
fries up in this motherfucker.
you
Okay,
can't just you can't just switch it around if you're not happy
you
with it.
can't. You can't.
Because there's a
Okay,
lot of women who have to have hysterectomies. And that's another thing. You're going to get this uterus, and then who's to say 2 years from, 2, 3 years later,
you
you have to
gotta
get a
get it taken
hysterectomy.
out.
That's another surgery you got to pay for. Is it worth it? Let me work it. Don't do it.
It's not worth it. It's really
Don't try
not
to
worth
flip
it.
it and reverse it. Don't try to be like Missy Elliott.
No,
Stop.
it's not worth
Don't
it.
do it. Just stop. If you want to be
So
part of the trans community, that's fine. Just say no to the uterus. You really don't want that. Just
plus
adopt.
they gotta make a cooter.
They could already do that, or they're going to get it from somebody else who, Jane Doe, who's
No,
sitting in a freaking morgue right now.
no, they gotta make a vaginal canal.
They'll get it from J Doe, Joe, or
They
Jane
gonna
Doe,
have
who's
to
sitting
peel
in a
that
morgue.
banana. They gonna peel that banana and then put the uterus in. Which
But
I'm also wondering, like,
I want
really?
to know like how the recovery time's gonna be for that. Like sitting down and getting up. Like, do you realize that when you pee, like it's gonna be different for you now?
Sneeze. Mm,
You sneeze, you're gonna
cough too
pee.
hard.
You're gonna pee. You laugh too hard, you're gonna pee.
You think about something funny too hard, you go to pee. That's it. It's just, oh, it's just, these are aspects of things that women go through on a daily basis since we started puberty. And for somebody to come up telling us that is manufactured into a woman that, oh, I just want to have this in order to feel feminine, baby, you got it all mixed up. That ain't what makes us feel feminine. That actually
Nope.
gives us some strength, make us feel masculine because we be going through them shits like a G, like a whole gangster. Come on now.
When we
As
say
a
our
woman,
crafts,
I'm gatekeeping sacred, our sacredness, stuff that means and has values to us. We are, y'all keep taking stuff. Society is already dissecting us on stuff, on how we look, how we supposed to act, how we supposed to what we supposed to work at, what we supposed to be equal in, what we supposed to do this, how we supposed to get a good man, a high quality man, all of this. Come on, can some of us just have us, okay, without any bullshit? And that's my spill on that. Ashley, maybe she want to do any last words.
look, we love y'all. This was not a hate speech. This was not a hate show. We were simply just trying to educate you. In all seriousness, if this is what you want, please message us. Let us know. Blog it for all I care. Video log it, whatever it's
We'll
called.
answer.
Do it because I want to see. I want to see how your recovery is going to be. I want to see your journey in a year at post op. I want to see your journey 2 years post op. Are you going to get pregnant right away? Like, I want to know. I really want to know because you know what? The struggle is real for a lot of people out here. And it bothers me only because I've been down that route of not being able to conceive. I have family members, I have friends who are unable to conceive. So it hurts us to see that you're going after something that we have that we can't even use properly. And you're going to go pay money for it. But yet, my insurance, and I have good insurance, they can't even help me.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying,
That's all
do
we're
your damn
saying.
research. Make sure this is really what you want because it's not what you want.
This ain't, look, you ain't about this life. You ain't about this life. You ain't
You
about
really
this life.
ain't. You ain't.
Anyway, so that's our show for this evening. Quick announcement: next week is no show at all. We will be back on the 20th, and on the 20th, we are going to be talking about church hierarchy and dealing
Woo!
with, when dealing with the quote unquote Holy Ghost. Yeah, time to go back to church. Let's get kicked out of church
Jesus
again.
is
Let's go
going
ahead.
to turn my water into wine for that show. Hallelujah. Thank you, Jesus.
Mm-mm. Let's go. Let's talk about some stuff because this don't make no sense. Shit don't make no sense. And then the week after that, we're gonna be off for Thanksgiving because um I don't know about y'all. I'm gonna eat. I got some houses to stop by.
I'm going to be busy with my family.
So
So,
we will be back. This season is almost up. After the 20th, we got two more episodes, and this season gonna be up for the year. Yo, thanks for rocking with us. And I'm with Ashley. If you going through a transition from male to female and you want to go through the uterine transplant, I want to see your journey. I'm gonna put my 2 cents in it, but I'm see your journey about it, cause this ain't
and
about
be
that life.
real. Don't be
Be
sugarcoating shit.
real, nothing. Look, cause y'all ain't about that life. Bet you
Mm-mm.
ain't. Love y'all, love y'all, love y'all. We'll see y'all on the 20th of November this month. And we are out. End already.